Times have changed since I started cosplaying Spider-Man. There are far more options and far more people, places to get things like face shells and lenses from nowadays. Which is great, because it means more option, more customization, and just more like technology and thought has gone into face shells and how they look, how they feel, the size of them. Things have just changed. So much so that I actually made this one myself, and I made this one myself. And now what I mean by that is, whereas before I would buy a kit from somebody and I would put that kit together, or I would just buy a completed face shell, I 3D modeled these and sanded them, painted them, put them together, like all of that stuff I did myself. So this has just come from my brain. But in this video, I want to walk you through a few places, few people, just some kind of a shout out video of places to get your face shells from. Mainly because the new Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out, and I know for a fact that is going to usher in an entirely new generation of cosplayer. And I want to help you guys get the things you're going to need as efficiently as you can. So gatekeeping who? Not me. I'm just going to start off by saying none of this is sponsored, so this is all just my opinion. Person number one, I'm going to have to say my guy Tjack. So Tjackfx on Instagram is one of the first people I bought a face shell from way back in the day when I kind of started cosplaying. After I moved from making a face shell out of paper mache and doing it myself, completely doing it myself. Basically, I started cosplaying Spider-Man back in 2014. I didn't know what I was doing. We were just kids messing about, basically, and I found some Pepper Cura tutorials of how to make things and make them solid and whatnot out of paper. So I literally found a pattern, I made a face shell and used that for a good year or so. And then I tried turning it into a half shell and it didn't quite work out, so I just threw it in the bin. But I still have the lenses for that somewhere. I don't know where. So you absolutely can start off your cosplaying journey by creating your own face shell and making it yourself. You can literally bring it into this world and breathe new life. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's all you can afford, if that's all you can do, don't be ashamed of that. Own it. Like, I started there. I know a lot of people who started there. There is nothing wrong with that at all. Alternatively, if you've got a 3D printer and you don't want to buy a face shell, there are so many people now you can buy files from, myself included. I even have a free set of files to get you started, which is going to be linked down below. Completely free. You don't have to pay me any money unless you want to. Yeah, go check that out. So you can create your own, much like I made these. These are also for sale on Cults as well, so you can go check those out. But you can download those files, you can print them out yourself, you can sand them, paint them whatever colors you want, and away you go, bend your uncle. It's more of a higher tech version of doing it yourself, but you can absolutely do it yourself that way. I've just mentioned my boy Tjack. His was the first proper face shell, and this is it. This is the face shell I've been using for years. Not the lenses. I've gone through a couple iterations of lenses. However, I'll take the mask off so you can see the state of the shell. It's seen its days. It's not too bad, but where I've used it, the plaster dip's coming off. There's a couple of cracks in it. It's just seen its day. So I'm actually retiring this one, and I'm going to be just updating this to be just a display piece along with probably this mask because it's puff painted. So this is kind of what the shell's got. I've got padding on the inside of it, so it sits nicely on my face. You don't want to put too much padding on things like this, otherwise it sits too far off of your face and it just looks weird. This, however, is what the face shell starts as. It's a completely blank vacuum-formed shell, which is super flexible. And I actually like the flexibility of these shells. I think they're super durable, so if you drop them, they're not going to just break. Yeah, I think there is still a place for vacuum formed shells on the market. So if you want something that's super lightweight, super durable, this is probably the way you want to go. And all I do, I'm actually going to be doing a series on this, on how to put this set together. I already have one, but I'm going to do it again from the face shell to the lenses, because Tjack was actually kind enough to send me this just because of my support of him throughout the years. So he sent me this because I bought a bunch of other stuff. He sent me this and the lens, a lens set to go with it, which was very kind of him, so thank you very much. Again, not sponsored, but he did give me this. There is a couple downsides to this. Well, there is a downside to this. And my main downside to this shell is how far out the magnets sit. These bad boys dig into my head. So after a convention or something, I'll often come home and my partner Ren will be like, what have you been doing? Because I'll have 4 like magnet holes basically in my face. Because I've been wearing a face shell for 6 hours. To go along with Tjack, there is a guy called ThePortugeek on Instagram who essentially assembles these and will send you a finished version, so you don't have to put it together yourself, which is a great option. Obviously, it's more expensive, so you do have to pay for that service. But if you don't have the time or you don't want to put something together, then there is options to go for finished versions of those shells. Moving on from Tjack, the next person I want to talk about is _sensational_ or Zachariah on Instagram. Now, Zach has single-handedly helped me create these. He's got a Patreon with a bunch of knowledge, which absolutely will teach you all of the things you need to know to not only create a face shell or 3D model a face shell, but to sew your entire suit together if you so wanted to. I've got I don't know where it is right now, but a blue mask that I use for some of my Fantastic Four Spider-Man stuff, and that pattern for the fabric was from Zach. He'll not only design your 3D model for you if you wanted it, he will also finish and paint them and send you the full finished face shell if you wanted to. Equally, he sells just the STLs. So again, if you've got a 3D printer, you can check out his shop and just print it yourself and finish it yourself. There are so many ways to go about it. Now, the next person we'll talk about is maffhewdc on Instagram, who is currently doing a fantastic job of some Deadpool and Wolverine masks and helmets. They're the best I've ever seen. I want one so badly. I've been following Matthew for ages, and honestly, his name's Matthew. His Instagram is just Matthew. I've been following Matthew for ages. He's from the Philippines. His prop work and 3D model work and design work in general has just come leaps and bounds over the years, and honestly, I think he's probably one of the most talented people I follow. Matthew will, from my understanding, send you both raw kits and finished versions of face shells and stuff when his commissions are open, so you just have to look out for that. But yeah, again, another very, very talented person that I think just needs more love. I think a lot of people need to follow Matthew for his work ethic alone. And there's something about his finished props that just look so clean. Even the weathered ones, they just look so good. There's something about them. The dude's got some talent. And the next person I want to tell you about is IASD _prop _shop. IASD prop shop on Instagram. IASD stands for I Am Spider-Dan. That's his cosplay account. I've only met him a couple times, but he's an absolute gentleman. And he's been 3D modeling for a while and has opened up a prop shop. In all honesty, he's doing absolutely fantastically. His designs are awesome. He's got a bunch on there. And not just Spider-Man either. He's got some Loki stuff. He's got WandaVision stuff. He's got a Nightwing mask. He's got plenty on there for you to choose from. From what I've seen, The quality of his work is, again, really, really good. So go ahead and check him out. Often does giveaways and discounts and things like that, especially if you meet him at a convention. I know a couple of years ago he did where he met a bunch of people at MCM and was giving away discount codes. Really great idea for marketing, like love that. And yeah, if you're in the UK and you want somebody to just finish a face shell for you, then absolute gem of a person to go to there. Alternatively, you can go to me. But it is what it is. You choose who you think is the best for you. You can also get yourself a face shell from Printcostume. And granted, no offense, Printcostume, they're not the best, but they're great for a starter. I've never owned one myself, but I've seen a few people own them, and to be honest, they're a little bit like a 3D printed shell. They're not as flexible as a vacuum formed one by a lot. They are a little bit more solid, so they're a bit more like 3D printed, and they only have one style of lens that they do. They just swap out the colors depending on what character you want. So they'll do a Gwen, a Miles, and a Peter generic shape lens. But it's great to get you started, and that's the whole point of this. It's just to get you started. You don't need to go ahead and rush into buying something finished or, you know, getting yourself one of these, because whilst these things are expensive, there are more affordable ways of doing things. To make it more affordable, Printcostume have given me a code of MAT15 to give you 15% off of your entire order. So if you wanted to order yourself a Spider-Man suit and a face shell, you absolutely can do that, and that code will give you 15% off. So go ahead and use that. I'm going to do a whole separate video on face shell modelers, so people who supply STLs, so look out for that video in the future. And yeah, I hope this video has helped. It wasn't really a showcase of what I have. I just wanted to share the knowledge and share the people that you can go and buy these things from and make yourself look really cool with things like this, you know? So yeah, thanks so much for watching. And I'm going to be putting a bunch of videos out like this in the very near future, so please watch out for them. Things like Spider-Man suits, Spider-Man accessories. Just I'm sharing my knowledge of the Spider-Man cosplay community with you, so you can do what a spider can. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you've gained some valuable information, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.